What are you working toward now? For many veterans, families, and high performers, the next mission is not always about doing more. Sometimes the mission begins with healing. When the nervous system has been living in stress, survival, or trauma for too long, peace can feel so out of reach, can't it? Today's conversation is about mission, the second silent war, nervous system health, gut health, and how healing the body can help us reclaim purpose, clarity, and mental wellness.
Welcome to Your Thoughts, Your Reality with Michael Cole, the podcast that shines a compassionate light on the journey of veterans battling through life's challenges. Michael is a dual elite certified neuroencoding specialist in coaching and keynote training presentations, dedicated to guiding military veterans as they navigate the intricate pathways of post-deployment life. Join him as we delve into the profound realm of neuroencoding science, empowering these brave individuals to conquer universal battles, procrastination, self-doubt, fear, and more. Together, let's uncover the strength within you to re-engage with families and society, forging a new path forward.
Rebecca McCord is a vagus nerve activation and gut health coach. Her work helps people improve mental health and physical well-being through simple, practical wellness tools. Inspired by her grandfather's World War II service, Rebecca is passionate about supporting those struggling with PTSD, chronic stress, and nervous system dysregulation. She focuses on the connection between the body, gut health, and stress response, as well as emotional wellness. Her mission is to help people find hope, healing, and a greater sense of peace in their everyday lives. Rebecca, welcome to Your Thoughts, Your Realities. If you will, tell us a little more about yourself before we get started.
Oh, thank you. I'm very honored to be on here with you today, Mike. I really appreciate you having me. I've been, well, I'm a mom, a wife, a grandma, and we ranch up here in northern British Columbia. So have a wonderful life, hardworking, but very, very rewarding. Lots of good friends and family to do life with. So been very exciting. And I found then I kind of accidentally got into gut health coaching, just looking for some solutions for my family.
Right.
And I found that I just loved constantly learning about what could help others. And got into that early on about 11 years ago and it's been so rewarding. And so then I've gone from that and expanded a bit more into learning about the vagus nerve, kind of added that into the wellness coaching that I do from home. We live an hour from the nearest grocery store. So working from home has been such a blessing for me and my family, and it's just opened up so many opportunities for me, and I've really loved it. So that's kind of my passion, along with all my other passions and things I like to do. So
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. You know, it's Susan and I are in the hills, if you will. You know, we do have a grocery store fairly close, which is convenient. So we get it about being out in the rural areas. It's a beautiful thing. So absolutely love it. So let me ask you. I'm already throwing out the questions. Here we go. So first of all, with the vagus nerve, right? I've heard a lot about it. I've done some research, and I know you laugh at me every time I say this, but I also was doing research because I have a dog that has some issues, right? So when I found you, it's like, oh, great. And then of course you promote products and that kind of thing. So let's just dive into what is the vagus nerve, because not everybody understands it.
Right. The vagus. So it's really cool because it all connects with the gut health that I have learned all these years and been able to help with. And the vagus nerve runs from our brain basically to our rectum. And there's two nerves, right and left, hundreds of thousands of little fibers that come off of that. And that is kind of the background processor. I was listening to one doctor and he was explaining it as the internet of the body. So behind the scenes, that is connecting everything. So for our body to adjust to the outside world and make all of its decisions and responses and calibrations, right? We've got eye, nose, ear, mouth, smell. Yeah. And then inside we have the vagus nerve, and that's what's doing all the connection to and from all of our organs to our brain.
Wow.
And so when that is not properly functioning, when it's got low functioning, low vagal tone, they call it, we are just really out of sync. And that's what moves our body from the fight or flight, which we need to be in. There's times we need that. But what they're noticing is so many people are sitting in that fight or flight almost 24 hours, even when their body is flat. So doctors have been looking for decades on solutions for that. They've got little implant devices now they're using, but all those things, can be invasive. You've got lots of different physical things you can do, your hot and cold plunges and all of that stuff. Everything is because they're realizing the software is often what's out of whack. Not that our heart isn't pumping right or our lungs aren't working. No, it's the signaling. It's the software behind the scenes. And, you go to get a colonoscopy and everything's fine. So why am I having all these issues?
Right.
All vague. Most of the time, once you rule out hardware, then it is oftentimes a processor or software issue. So it's been so fascinating, really fascinating.
It is absolutely fascinating. And the crazy thing is, I mean, maybe you know this or maybe not. I'm going to ask you just the crazy question. When did they first figure out about the vagus nerve? I mean, when did they say, hey, this is something, and now we need to do research on it? I mean, has it been around for 100 years or?
They're actually, that's a good question. I'm not quite sure. I know
Yeah, that's fair.
few hundred years or a couple hundred years ago, maybe they wrote about the wandering nerve in the body.
Okay.
So they have heard about it, but they are just learning more about how much it actually affects every function. 1,100 functions in our body are affected by those vagus nerve fibers. So
1,100.
it's great. It's crazy. So no wonder you're just, what is wrong with me? My body is hating me. What is wrong? And nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
All our tests that are designed for hardware are not picking up the software issues, right?
Absolutely get it. So why do you think that healing can become part of someone's new mission, after stress, trauma, or major life transition, and whether that be a veteran or a top performer or just anyone going through a transition, if not in the right mindset, it's going to cause these fight and flight responses, right? So, whatever brings it on, and there's so many things in the world today that are just set to do that to us.
Yeah.
And we won't even get into all of it because we don't have enough time, my friend. So why do you think that healing can become someone's new mission? And I mean, let me go separate, a different route. What are the first signs that somebody should say, oh shit, something's not right, I've checked everything else, and then moving into the healing? Right. Because you gotta get out of the stress response for a second, or just have that realization of something's still not right.
Right. Yeah, I think it's very important. People's first mission, I think, is to stay alive in whatever situation they were dealt, right? So if that's the battlefield, right, your mission is to stay alive and get out of there, or whatever obstacles placed in front of you that day, or was dealt you in life. Okay, let's survive this. Now, like you were saying, the next mission is, how can we get our body now to calm down so that we can start to heal from the trauma and all that? And it's really important. I think what people first start noticing is, for no reason, their sleep starts getting very interrupted. The anxiety just starts spiraling. And that's a huge, huge thing I notice. Everything's going fine now, and they're fighting depression, and they've done all the right things. And then a lot of times then it moves into connection with people. They're not really able to do that the same way. And they're like, what's wrong with me? I'm just, not feeling my greatest, and nothing's technically wrong. Or a big one too is heart issues that are not muscle related to your heart. It's just out of the blue. I'm getting arrhythmia. I'm getting POTS. I'm doing all of these things. Those are actually nervous system issues. And
Interesting.
that's what I really love. So to me, when somebody can move into the healing, it just, you're going to go from just surviving life. We can all just survive life. You can survive life for 60 or 70 or 80 years. But why can't we thrive? And why can't we thrive so that we can be a blessing to others? Because that's our whole mission. If our mission was self-centered, we wouldn't last very long. So
Very true.
I don't know it. What was your question? Did I answer that right?
You did. You're absolutely fine. Absolutely.
Did I?
So basically, it's, how does somebody know that they're in that place of I need something else, and maybe this is it.
Yeah,
So absolutely.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good.
I
So
just feel like they've tried every other measure and there's still something wrong.
Yeah.
I would check out kind of the vagus nerve aspect of things, especially if it's mental health related, PTSD, anxiety, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so let me ask you this. How does chronic stress, or even go with PTSD, affect the nervous system in ways people probably just don't realize it? Because a lot of people, I'm just going to use PTSD because I deal with it a lot, is they don't know there's a problem until they know, right? And they can go years without it. So how does that those kinds of things affect the nervous system in ways people, again, may not realize, so they can recognize it faster?
Right. So because our nervous system is keeping us, the vagus nerve is what helps our nervous system get out of the sympathetic nervous system aspect into the parasympathetic nerve. What happens is that is what affects rest and digest. So when people are constantly living with the anxiety, with the PTSD, even struggling in their sleep, their body is never coming down off of that fight or flight, the cortisol, all of that, so that it can start to digest and heal. And that is that's the importance of that's where I think people will really notice a difference when they activate their vagus nerve. All of that, what you need to make it through the day, the grind, that is able to come to a rest at the proper time. And that's kind of like the one guy I was listening to, he says it's like the conductor of an orchestra. So when that conductor's not working properly, you've got your daytime sympathetic nervous system that really needs to be intact. You're hustling, you're getting stuff done. You don't need to always be spiked, right? If the bear's chasing you, you've got a spike. What happens when you come out of that stress situation and your body doesn't come down off that spike? That's what we're really is crucial, because when your body sits in that sympathetic nervous system part over more than 12 hours, 14 hours a day, so they can actually kind of graph it with this heart monitor, because the vagus nerve affects your breathing and your heart rate, so they can kind of see a little bit how your vagus nerve is responding. When it sits in the sympathetic nervous system, what they're learning, and they're really excited because they're finding it totally affects inflammation. So now inflammation, it affects that whole cytokine just wave, just that disaster, that storm that is in our body with the inflammation. So they're using even they're working on stimulators for the vagus nerve that will even affect all of your inflammatory diseases. 2/3 of deaths, they're saying, are from inflammation related diseases.
Wow.
I mean, that's what, 40 million or something a year.
Yeah, just a couple.
Crazy. So they're even using devices, and then that gets into a tricky arena, but for what they're learning, and they're so excited, the people that really have been studying the vagus nerve for decades, 40, 50 years, they are so excited because they're finding they can turn around even like arthritis and stuff by activating the vagus nerve. So so I like to, so that's been I'm just really exciting to me. It's a piece of the puzzle that's missing. I love the whole gut health thing, everything, but this is so affecting of the gut health
Yes.
that it just, these two things together, when you can work on, I'm passionate about that Candida fungus overgrowth in the gut. I'm passionate about parasites. And then when you can add in the vagus nerve activation, and I've just found it to be a real game changer in so many arenas that I felt, I was kind of plateauing out in with helping people. So
Absolutely. It's an amazing new science. I
it's
shouldn't say new. It's new to me. I should
so
not say new, but it's absolutely amazing. And again, I've been doing some research on it, and it's like you just came into our lives at the right time. That's for sure. So you were talking about gut health, and I know it's all connected, right? Your
yes.
heart, your brain, your gut. So what is the kind of, if you can kind of go through the connection between the gut health, nervous system health, and of course mental wellness?
Yeah. There's one doctor that's working extensively with the vagus nerve and your irritable bowel diseases, all of those things, because he's realized, like what I said earlier, the metrics that we have for measuring what's going on. Somebody comes in and they're just constantly in turmoil, constantly bloating, so then they do the scope and they do all these and nothing's wrong.
Right.
Like, something is so wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's where I love the connection, because even this whole peristalsis, this gastroparesis, that seems to be a little more common now and all of that is connected to our nervous system, not a hardware problem. So it's been really fascinating watching those kinds of things turn around.
Yeah.
And because those fingers of the vagus nerve, they come down out of the brain stem, and then they come down and they touch. If you see a diagram of the vagus nerve, it touches every organ, loops down around, comes back up and touches it. So all of the feed of how the organ is working is going from the vagus nerve. So that's sending the response back to the brain. The brain is saying, oops, we've got a problem here. Let's work on sending help there. And when those signals are messing up, that's where people are running into so many problems. I just love it. So it's the communication pathway between your organs.
Yeah.
And that's what's so crucial. Like I said before, one of the missing pieces. There's lots of tools, of course, but that just.
And let's talk about some tools as well, right? So, but before we do, so I may have just had an aha moment. So does the vagus nerve go through your spinal column?
It comes down and it doesn't. Let me see. Where's my shoot? I should.
Can you show us a map? We weren't prepared for my curiosity, because I should have already looked at this.
As it comes down through the cord here, and then it branches off in touch. I don't know if you can see, kind of. I'm not sure you'll be able to see. Oh.
Yeah, my screen's really small for the podcast.
Yeah, it comes. Anyways, yeah, look at it. You can look it up. It's really, really fascinating.
So does it go through the spinal column and then branches out?
It branches not through the spinal column.
Okay.
It comes down at the top of the neck.
Yeah.
And then branches out.
Got it.
Coming down more into your lungs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
My chiropractor always says, this is affecting this and this is affecting that. And I was like, maybe he knew something he wasn't sharing.
Yeah, and then there's like receptors like in your ear here, and it's just really, really fascinating.
Very cool.
What they're learning. They put the little stimulators on the left side, like below your neck. I mean, that takes like major neurosurgery, but they're working on a lot of things, even just because they're finding when you can activate that vagus nerve, it's like a total game changer in your body.
Where the world is going to be in 5 years. Amen.
I know.
So let's talk about things that you can do to help, right? Okay. Some practices that can help someone just creating more peace, safety, really control in their body, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so give us some ideas of some things that you do. I mean, if you know yourself, if you will.
Yeah, I do. I work, I found, like you had mentioned, I do work with a product line that also helps that, and I've just
Mhm.
absolutely loved. But there's so many little things you can do. Singing is really a big one, humming, and then, and so we've always known that when you do that, it kind of lifts the atmosphere in your body, what it's doing. And now there's actually science behind why it works. And so that's really exciting. Like I'd mentioned before, hot and cold plunges,
Mhm.
and a lot of those things are because of the effect of the vagus nerve on inflammation. And
Okay.
it just the when you can do that hot and cold plunge, those kinds of things last. They don't last that many hours though. So that's why it's really exciting to find other things that help along the way throughout the day.
Yeah.
But they're saying um, humming. There's the different tapping things.
Yes.
There's of course you can get those kind of TENS machines.
Hmm.
There's different machines you can get that aren't very expensive.
Yeah.
And so you just have to take the time to do it, right?
Yeah.
But of course, what we've known on so many levels is important is walking.
Mm.
If you can touch the grass.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell people all the time: get out into nature, go for a walk, ground yourself. Absolutely, move your
It's
body. Singing is always good. Put on a good song, shake your ass. I mean,
yes,
it's
yeah,
it's a beautiful thing when
it
you
really,
can
yeah.
snap yourself out of things
Mhm.
uh, with very little effort when you just want to and you take the action, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so all of those things we've known, and of course, when you promote a healthy lifestyle, you're promoting that. That's why. It's because when you're taking a moment to meditate or just lay flat and just clear your mind, let everything just kind of calm down. They'll teach kids that struggle, kind of when you can take your two fingers and rub by your ears.
Hmm.
They've known that helps a long time. Didn't realize that's because it's activating the vagus nerve. There's some sensors there. So it's just really, and then kind of the deep breathing,
Hmm.
which they'll have you do before, speaking and all those things. You're activating your vagus nerve with breath work. And so, yeah, yeah,
So
that's
there's
really
a lot. There's a lot of things out there, and
once
now you know about them, my friends that are listening and watching later on or now. Here you go. I mean, there's all these things. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the product that you promote or have out. My wife and I are using it. We've seen a difference. It's been fantastic. My dog is about to get it. And by the way, everybody, I'm always going to say with any kind of products or anything, do your research. We're not here to sell you something, but we're here to bring you possible answers, right? And help get you further faster. So can you talk a little bit about the product itself?
hmm Yes, yeah, I can. I like to have something simple because a lot of times when somebody is so low or they're feeling so poorly, it's hard to just tell them, you know what, I want you to get to the gym and I want you to, I just,
No doubt.
and I want you to eat salad for lunch and I want you to get to the gym and I want you to start tomorrow 8 glasses of water. You've lost them.
Yeah.
You've lost them. They're so low that they're just trying to make it through the day so they can get to their couch. And so to me, that's kind of who I work with. Now, once somebody's feeling better, then I'll send them to you or other coaches that I'm like, okay, go work with them for your mindset and all the all the
Awesome.
different
Awesome.
ones that you platform is awesome. So I'm like, I will send them there. Okay, I'll take you at this low point and say, let's try something. So there's been the science. They've been looking at the science of um, there's a matured hops extract, and it's the bitters out of that. And
Mhm.
they've known about it for probably 100 years, close to 100 years they've known, but they could never extract it till they had the technology a few years ago. So I work with a product line that has um, patented that. And there's doctors coming out of the woodworks because they're like, we've been waiting for an actual product for 40 years because you can do all the things, like I said before, which are super important. But to have something so simple, especially when you're working with children, when you're working with elderly, to just have something so simple has been such a blessing, and something I've loved adding to my repertoire there of wellness coaching. So there's just so many tools in the toolbox, and they're all so important. And so I just kind of stay in my lane. my,
Yeah.
my few gut health ones I love, and now I can activate the vagus nerve, lasts up to about 9 hours, and the life-changing results are so exciting. I've never seen, like, you can deal with mental health by changing the gut and doing all the work, which has been
Yeah.
really good and super exciting. Over the 10, 11 years, I've had lots of really good testimonies, but I've never seen anything work this fast for
Mhm.
mental health. So we've got people in tears, probably daily, moms with kids that are just, their whole life has changed. So that created just even more of a passion for me, because that's such a big issue right now. And you think even along the lines of veterans, how many take their lives every day? And it's just absolutely heartbreaking. And there's lots of good things coming out now of other methods for helping, and other exciting, shrooms and all the different things that they're working on. So there will be lots of options, but to have one that is so simple.
Yeah.
And I've just really enjoyed it. It's been such a fun thing for me to help others with.
Fantastic. So, it is funny because we do, now that science is where it is, we are seeing so much new stuff come out that helps in different aspects, that people were, the stigma around them, was damaging, if you will, because of the abuse, obviously.
Mhm.
So, you brought me onto something else, and we're just about out of time, but I did want to ask this. So, what I want to talk about hope.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
because we're all about talking about the dark, cracking a light, and then bringing in the light, right? And the hope of, let's see, I just got to chill. So, what role does hope play when someone does feel like their stress, anxiety, or trauma responses become part of who they are? In other words, part of their identity, and that's a big one.
I used to call myself hope dealer because I felt like I had something so simple, even in the gut health arena, in the Vegas, and then more recently in the last year and a half or so in the vagus nerve arena. I feel like when somebody really wants to change, there are options. And I've also worked with people that I think they've taken on the identity of being sick.
Mm,
And that breaks my heart. I'm like, you don't have to be, because it's no way to live. Like I said earlier, you can thrive or you can survive.
absolutely.
And our mission in life should be to be a blessing to those around us. When you've been blessed, you should be a blessing. And so when you're not able to fulfill that, the thing down in our nature that wants to love and be loved, and it's affecting your relationships, it's affecting getting out of your house. Because when your body is so low and so depleted that it's hard to know where to start. That's where I love to come along and say, you know what? Try something simple. Keep it simple. We're not
Absolutely.
adding in 100 things. Try one thing at a time, and let's see if some of my ideas will help you get out of that funk and just that kind of identity of, I'm just forever going to be sick.
Yeah.
Especially with autoimmune diseases, it just seems never ending. And then the next month it's something else. And then you're allergic to the next food. And then now your diet's even more restricted. And it's just, everything is such a vicious cycle. And so that's where I come in. I'm like, okay, let's break the vicious cycle, see if we can get your body out of that mode. Now you can think clearly. So I just had somebody text me and said, oh my goodness, I'm craving water. I always craved soda. And now, and I like to take it from that sheer willpower, because some people don't have that. Like, I'm just going to fight every day, and I'm going to resist that cake, and I'm going to resist that donut when I walk by that shop, and I'm going to resist that, delicious sugary coffee. And when you can come alongside and say, I've got something simple to try, it'll change your appetite, it'll change your cravings, it'll change all that. I feel like people were like, oh, okay. I don't I don't
Absolutely.
have sheer willpower myself all day long. And then
Yes.
naturally things start to change in your body. Your sleep improves. When your sleep improves, your whole life changes.
Amen. Amen.
My God.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. So, Rebecca, for people who are listening who feel connected to your message, what's the best way for them to learn more about your work, follow you, book you, support what you're building?
Sure. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on here. It's been such an honor. They can go to my website. I'm still working on it. It's a little a little amateur right now, but I've got a guy working on it, so it'll look better soon. It's RebeccaMcCord.com. But on there, at least you can click the link. You can email me at info@RebeccaMcCord.com. And then I think Susan took down some other contact points there that she's going to put under the podcast. So I just love to just chat, see where you're at, see what your goals are, see if it's something I can even help you with, because it might not be a good fit. So I'm just happy to help you and then coach you through your journey as you're trying things out, and just sending stories of hope that would encourage you that you're not alone, you're not crazy, your body is is just it's not trying to kill you.
I love that, because I'm going to just, this may not be popular for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm me. Doctors sometimes don't know, and they try all these different things, and a lot of times they'll say nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
It'll pass, right?
Yeah, your hair's falling out and your skin, and oh no, your numbers are great. Your
Yes,
blood is great.
Totally. Absolutely. So, as we know, time is the most precious resource we have as human beings. We can't get it back. Rebecca, thank you so much for spending this moment in time to help our mission and really just make a difference.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. If something in today's conversation resonated with you, don't just move on to the next thing. Don't start scrolling. Sit with it for a minute. There's a reason why it touched you, hit you, or made you say, right? So just sit with it for a minute and be open to it, if you will. And if you know someone who may need to hear this, share this episode with them, please. You can also join us at yourthoughtsyourreality.com, where we continue these conversations around identity, transition, resilience, and of course, growth. And remember, your thoughts shape your reality. We're out of here.
Thank you for joining us on another insightful journey of Your Thoughts, Your Reality podcast with your host, Michael Cole. We hope the conversation sparked some thoughts that resonate with you. To dive deeper into empowering your thoughts and enhancing your reality, visit empowerperformancestrategies.com. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality, so make them count. Until next time, stay inspired and keep creating the reality you desire. Catch you on the next episode.